This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 623 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for August 6th, 2024. Hey everyone, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Am I on my own? No, obviously not, because you just spoilt it there. Because we did talk about doing a solo show, and I was gonna hint that maybe I was on my own, but obviously I'm not. So Tracy.
Hello. My
Chris.
God.
No one's here.
And Michelle.
Hello, everybody.
Right, we have a lot to get to this week, even to the point where we've left out which stick gets your lick, because there is that much to get to.
No more licky stick.
We have some, but not this week, because there's a lot to get to. So Tracy, before we get into the main stuff, first batch of Producers
The
Club birthdays.
first batch. We have some. Well, you do have some. We have plenty. Okay, we are going to jump straight in with August the 6th. It is the fantastic Rich Cotter's birthday. Happy birthday, Rich!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rich.
And then August the 7th is the lovely Alyssa Oliveri's birthday. Happy birthday, Alyssa!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then on August the 9th, over at the West Coast, our very own Gabe Montoya's birthday. Happy birthday, Gabe!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gabe.
And then, last but not least for this little batch, on the 10th is the one and the only, the legend that is Gillian Dunn. Happy birthday, Gillian!
Happy birthday!
Oh, hell yeah. Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños, Mrs. God's Pocket.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Right, let's get straight into business. So last week, Universal finally gave us the last details for Epic Universe, or the last land. I'm sure there's more details coming.
Yeah.
But as far as the lands, the details for the upcoming Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic.
Yes. Magical creatures and the ministry await. Beyond the world's ornate portal, guests will first journey from a Muggle park in Paris into the breathtaking spectacle of 1920s Place Cachet. Is that correct? I'm wondering.
I think it's Place Cachet, but okay.
Yeah,
It's what?
Place Cachet.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Place
catchy.
Cachet.
Yes, that'll be right, Chris. Place Catchy, you're right.
That's probably how everybody. So, an American place catchy. A hidden, bustling shopping district in wizarding Paris lined with Haussmannian buildings, shops, sidewalk cafes, and historic Parisian domes rising in the distance. Here, wizards and non-magiques alike will be enamored with majestic grandeur and enchanting ambience of the city as they cast dazzling spells throughout the magical streets using interactive wands, encounter fantastic beasts at a traveling circus, and for the first time ever within the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, travel across countries and time to 1990s London using the Metro Flu for a thrilling adventure set inside the iconic British Ministry of Magic.
Which we've already been to before.
Yes, we have. I was just going to say, I think they swallowed,
A dictionary
well,
of the thesaurus.
yes, it's just like,
Thesaurus.
wow.
Yes.
It's very complex. Yeah,
It
I like
is.
it.
Yeah. It's
Yes,
lovely.
but to be fair, having watched the video that they put out, I think it's justified. It looks
absolutely.
stunning.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
I could not be happier for the Ministry of Magic.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's just that set design and piece and being able to stand in there. It's one of my favorite scenes in the entire series. So, it's really
Which is
cool.
interesting because it's actually the Place Cachet I'm most looking forward to. It looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. It really does. It really does.
The Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic will feature the unmatched levels of immersion and attention to detail fans have come to expect from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. What new wonders are waiting to be discovered in this spectacular new world, I hear you ask? Well, Chris, please fill us in.
Let me fill you in. Harry.
Wow.
Don't cut that.
Just don't leave that one alone.
That's what she said.
Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. With its unique combination of massive environments, powerful storytelling, and first-of-its-kind ride technology, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry builds upon the historic theme park innovation Universal is known for, and will be one of its most impressive attractions to date. The adventure begins when guests travel by MetroFlu, a unique mode of visiting transit inspired by the iconic Flu network seen in the films, to journey from Wizarding Paris to the British Ministry of Magic for the long-awaited trials of the infamous Dolores Umbridge. Upon arrival, guests will enter the Ministry's jaw-dropping Grand Atrium and venture through other departments before boarding magical, omnidirectional lifts to watch the trial take place, until Umbridge attempts to escape. Guests then join Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, and a house elf named Higgledy in a thrilling chase that will propel them up, down, forward, backward, sideways, and more throughout the Ministry as they try to capture Umbridge, all while dodging attacks from Death Eaters, rampaging creatures, and more along the way.
Right, this sounds very, very interesting.
Yes, it does.
Agreed.
I mean, again, the ride system was there. If you've seen the movie, that's exactly what you would have expected, the omnidirectional lift. It was just whether they were going to do it or not.
It's going to be interesting.
I just hope it's not all screen-based.
Oh, there's going to be tons of screens. Are you kidding me?
I heard somewhere on the TikToks that there is obviously going to be screens. There's no 3D involved.
Good.
But they're trying to find a balance of physical set designs and screens. So I'm hoping, like you said, it's not so much Escape from Gringotts, but has obviously elements that you're going to see very similar to that.
Yeah, do something more along the lines of a Forbidden Journey. Like that level. I'm happy with screens, because obviously there's stuff they're not going to be able to do, but I want to see some physical things in there. Like Forbidden Journey, for me, is the perfect amalgamation of screens and physical props.
I'm kind of expecting something along the lines of Tower of Terror, but sadly without the drop.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, the vehicle looks just like Tower of Terror.
Yes.
It does.
Like that first section, when the first level, when you stop, and you see like the corridor. I love that scene in the Tower of Terror, by the way. It blew my mind the first time we wrote it. Like that sort of thing. But then that's kind of, see, that's screen-based but physical. See, something like that level would be pretty cool.
Well, we'll find out.
Maybe.
We just saw the patents, right? Did you guys see those online?
No.
So they're apparently creating a new system where there's like one big central tower with a whole bunch of different rooms surrounding the towers with multiple ride vehicles going at the same time. And so basically they'll like pull you out of one of the rooms, rotate you, and stick you into another room.
Okay.
Both like vertically and around the tower.
So what you're telling me is my guess for this being the attraction is the first one to break down when Epic Universe opens is 100% accurate, and I'm quite happy with that decision right now.
Wow.
1,000%, yes, is what I'm saying.
Being the most ambitious ride ever, yes, expect that.
Yeah, and that's good. I would rather they went with something over ambitious than did something safe and it just be kind of eh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, something like this has to be big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it has to be, and we'll get there.
Yes, I'm just looking at the words I need to read next. This is going to be fun. Lyserk Arcanus, I'm going with. Could be Arcanus, but Arcanus.
Arcanus.
Lyserk Arcanus. For the first time ever in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, guests will enjoy a live full-scale theatre experience in the heart of the land with Lyserk Arcanus. This spectacular show features live performance and aerialists, amazing puppetry, brilliant special effects, and more to take guests on a whirlwind journey where they'll encounter fantastic beasts like never before. The show follows Ringmaster Skender, who has stolen Newt Scamander's suitcase, where demiguise, Diricol, Mooncarves and more reside, to try and bring the failing Lyserk Arcanus back to its former glory. It's set up to circus employee Gwendolyn to rescue these creatures before they end up in Skender's greedy hands forever.
That was
awesome.
a gobful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about time we had I'm assuming it's going to be a sit-down show.
I was about to say benches, please.
Yes.
Please.
Because I love the shows in both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, but the fact that you're standing for them all is, especially in the hot Florida sun, is probably a reason why they're never that busy. There's like one bench in Diagon Alley, and if you're not there half an hour before the show starts, But I think we know the person who's been part of this show, so I expect it to be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be, according to the pictures that they showed in that video, this is going to be so freaking incredible.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It said they're going to use puppets, as well as, didn't it say like live actors? I think it said some animatronics too. No,
aerialists and puppetry.
aerialists.
Oh.
It'll be, I kind of expect like the puppetry to be kind of like the DreamWorks show, like that type of stuff, or even maybe what the How to Train Your Dragon show is going to be in How to Train Your Dragon Land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you look on that video, the actual place that it looks like it's going to take place doesn't look that big, unless that's just the entrance and it goes somewhere.
It has to be just the entrance. I thought the same exact thing. It just looks like a small little tent that you're walking in through. It's got to have some kind of, massive backstage to
you would imagine.
Because you got to assume this is going to be a jam-packed show.
Oh, without a doubt.
So question, is there behind that tent on any of the aerial views that we've seen, is there a building, like an erected building behind that tent, or is that tent entrance taking you underground to make it look like it's one of those? Yeah.
That would be
like
awesome.
make it look like it's the magical world, where you're entering the tent, and it looks tiny from the outside, but on the inside it's massive. Oh
my God, I hope so. That is amazing.
Because in the video, it doesn't look like there's a big building behind it.
It's like in the middle of the street.
But what you've got to, obviously, the thing about these things, what you've got to consider is people who wouldn't be able to do stairs.
That's a good. Surely.
They'll always have some. They'll have the elevators for that stuff.
Well, I mean, the other thing too, that just being Florida, so we don't go down. We only go up.
Fair enough.
You dig 6 feet and you're in water. So
okay.
Unless they built the land up very high, the same way Magic Kingdom did, so they have that underground.
Yeah.
But even with that, I'm thinking if we're talking magical creatures and we're talking aerialist alone, you need a massive
you need height.
Yeah, that's
inside there
true.
to do it. So maybe it's a mixture of both. Maybe the illusion of going into nothing, but then there's an actual stage or showroom that is hidden. I think they might do that.
Yeah, but like I'm a sucker for shows, and there's not enough at Universal right now. Like sit down shows, not enough at all by a long shot.
I agree.
And I love that Epic Universe are bringing that back again. I know people who are involved in this, and I know they're huge proponents for shows. So you look at what they've done in Universal Beijing, and I'm so glad that they're bringing this over to Epic.
Yeah. I mean, I volunteered to go just to compare. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
I'm looking forward to the next one. Go, Michelle. Go on. Have a go at that.
Oh my gosh. The Universal and their words, man. Okay.
I think that's the French, not Universal.
Oui.
All right. Here we go. Cosme Acajor.
That's Spanish.
That's Spanish. It's not. It would be Acajor.
Okay. Cosme Acajor Baguettes Magique.
That'll do. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Guests can shop some of the world's finest wands designed by esteemed artisan wand maker Cosme Acajor in the premier Parisian wand shop, Cosme Acajor Baguettes Magique. In addition to popular imports from Ollivanders, visitors will find a selection of exquisite wands packaged in unique 3-sided boxes, each containing a list of locations throughout the Wizarding World where guests can practice casting spells. Wonderful. More for me to buy.
I would like to say, is baguette the French for wand as well as a slice?
I believe so.
A bread roll.
I believe it may well.
I believe so.
So be careful if you just want some bread to go in and ask for a baguette and you get handed a wand.
Yes, because it's a stick.
To be fair, I mean, anybody asking for a baguette, whether you gave me a baguette or a wand, I'd be happy either way.
Fair enough, yeah.
And from now on, whenever I get a baguette at a restaurant, it is 100% going to be used as a wand.
Yeah.
I mean, there was always going to be a wand stuff in there. I think they kind of showed it in the video, didn't they? With one of them's going to be the niffler in the suitcase.
Love it. I can't wait.
So as guests explore the streets of Wizarding Paris, they can use their interactive wands to create magical experiences as they cast spells at various locations, interact with fantastic beasts such as nifflers, bowtruckles, and demi-guys. Did I say any of that right?
All of it right.
Sweet. And engage with enchanted objects in many of these storefront windows, plus other areas throughout the marvelous place cachée.
No, you were right the first time, Place.
Is it place?
Place.
Or
Place cachée.
Okay.
So yeah, the nifflers are obviously the little things that like to steal. That look like a duck-billed platypus.
Yeah, we all love nifflers.
The bowtruckle is like the little...
It's a little stick man.
I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the demi-guys is the weird-looking thing
like the
that
old
can
man
turn-
Sloth, the
thing,
sloth
Yes,
guy.
that can turn invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
those
will
are
be
cute.
interesting to see how they work a demi-guys in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm getting excited because now I have an interactive wand. I can play with it.
Yes, thank you,
Woo!
Sonia. You saved me
Yes.
a fortune.
And I might let you have a go.
Be kicking all the kids out the way. Out the
Too
way.
right. Too right. I'm getting my big boots on.
Boots. Oh,
Yeah. Me kid kicking boots. I am kidding. If anybody is take me seriously.
No, she's not.
Kids.
Shh.
Only if it was her
Kidding,
own
yeah.
kids.
No. I like them now they're left home.
That's why they're not coming to Florida with us.
While exploring the streets of Place Cachée, guests will also encounter other visitors, officials, and residents from the wizarding world, including exchange students from the Hogwarts and Ilvermorny schools of witchcraft and wizardry, and aura from the Ministère des Affaires Magiques de la France. Wow, that's a long one. Ministère des Affaires Magiques de la France. Who roams inquiring of suspicious characters, taking portraits of delightful wizards who engage with locals about the happenings in Place Cachée and more. You'd better hide your tattoo, sir.
Right, I love that this and Dark Universe, how much scene setting and actual storytelling they're going to be doing with just wandering characters around.
Yeah.
How long they will stay there, we don't know, but I love that so much. I know they tried it in Galaxy's Edge and it didn't seem to work as well as they wanted it to. But hell yeah.
Yeah.
And they better have English accents.
Or French.
Ilvermorny is the American
It's
one,
Scottish.
isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's just Scottish.
Is that
Yes,
right?
It's American,
Michelle,
yes.
I'll ask you because Chris won't know. Ilvermorny is the American school, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey. It is.
You have no idea. Do you? Be honest.
I feel like I need to download a translator on my phone to visit this wizarding world.
What?
I'm just trying to remember. I got sorted at Ilvermorny and I can't remember which house I was.
I think I was a Thunderbird or whatever that one was.
Was it Thunderbird? That's what I would have said as well.
Anyway, if anyone wants to hear Michelle struggle over some more words, here we go. Guests can also enjoy delicious international fare and shop for souvenirs and merchandise, of course, because it's a theme park. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, we will.
During their visit to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic at highly themed dining and retail locations, including...
Café L'Air de la Sirène.
You okay?
Good enough. Good enough.
That's good enough.
I'll do with that.
A wonder of French architecture, adorned with fabulous carved marble and details of fantastic beasts hidden in the tile in mosaic designs. Café L'Air de la Sirène is a charming cafe where guests can delight in French sandwiches. Plats du jour. Do they
Something of the
pronounce
day,
the
isn't
T in
it?
Fish of the
French?
day.
I don't know.
Is that what it is? Fish of the day?
Dish.
Dish of the day.
Plat du jour.
Dish
Oh,
of
yeah.
the day. Plats du jour and desserts.
I can't wait for Florida tourists to just start saying all these names. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, it's going to be funny.
See,
It'd be great.
we'll get there.
Les gobelets noirs.
I love how he puts on an accent as well. Le gobelet noir.
Les gobelets noirs. In the shadowy corners of Place Cachée is a mysterious time-worm auberge.
That'd be auberge.
Auberge. Although I did read
Auberge.
that as aubergine.
Yeah, if that word is auberge.
Is that in the books?
What's an auberge, Tracy? You'll know.
I can't remember. My phone's on charge.
I'm going to look it up.
Oh, so there's a lot of just French terminology we're talking about here.
I know it's a Chris Rea song from many years ago.
I mean, it's got to be some type of restaurant.
Is a French word for an inn or hostel.
There we go.
Okay, so a hostile time worm. Got it. So where international dark witches and wizards gather to escape the prying eyes of the Paris ministry and have a hearty meal over hushed conversation. Menu offerings include starters such as soups and salads, as well as a variety of entrees and desserts.
Way to go to give us all the menu.
Yeah, super specific there. Yeah.
Yes, Tracy.
Chris,
Yes.
What's the word between mysterious and auberge?
Mysterious and auberge. Time.
Time worm. What did he say? Time worm.
Time worm. Twice. I was like, am I mishearing? It's time worm.
A time worm.
Time worm.
What the hell is that?
I read time worm. I'm like, okay, they're battling an ominous time worm. Cool.
Nice.
It's interesting that I'm going to just leave all this in.
Oh,
it's
it's
interesting
funny.
that we're going ahead. What's the speakeasy in Fantastic Beasts called?
My favorite place.
Michelle, you're...
Yes, I know this. Oh my God, I have the poster.
Because they had it in the studios for a while, didn't they? Down like a set of
the
stairs.
blind pig or
Something.
No.
It's definitely something like that. It might be the blind pig. It's interesting how they're not using that like
it
this.
No, I know Polite Pig's over
The
at...
polite. Yeah, I think it is blind pig. It's
Yeah, 'cause
interesting
you
how
said
they've
Polite
gone
Pig,
with Le
didn't you?
Goblet Noir rather than because that sounds like it should be that.
Yeah, it's the blind pig.
Yeah, it's strange how that's
the
not
hell
in
did I
there.
remember that?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Because it's a bar.
Ah, fair.
Wow. Bar Moonshine. American witches and wizards can enjoy a taste of home at Bar Moonshine, where they'll find exclusive beers, wines and cocktails served amid US Quidditch team pennants and other items of wizarding Americana.
Which is awesome. A wizarding sports bar, by the way. How cool is that?
Love it.
They
That
better
is
have.
Yes.
really cool.
They
Yeah.
better have Oh, they won't have TVs though, will they? So they won't.
No.
That's weird. I don't know how that's
Nope.
going to work.
Well, we'll find out.
They should have TVs that just have like Quidditch playing.
That's really in the wizarding world then. So if you want to watch sporting events, unless you're there, you can't watch it.
Well, can they watch them? Well, guess not.
Yeah, they don't have any way of broadcasting images other than on like photographs, and it's just a boomerang basically.
Crystal balls.
Yeah.
Can't they take like the tears of one of the players and play it after, like a TiVo? Does that not
I
work
don't
like
think
that?
it's their tears. I think it's just the memories, Chris. But I get where you're going.
Okay.
There is also the Bière au beurre car. Bière?
Yeah, we are really going French, aren't we? We're even turning English words into French words.
Yeah. Well, most of them are anyway. The Bière au beurre cart. No visit to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is complete without a butterbeer, in case you hadn't already worked it out. Guests can stop by the Bière au beurre cart during their visit to Place Cachet for a frosty, delicious mug of the fan favourite beverage. This is a really hard lot of words to
It's
say.
brilliant. I love it.
A lot.
Yeah.
And then finally, guests can also shop again for more stuff because it's the Wizarding World. For wizarding gear and memorabilia in Les Galeries Mirifique. Satisfy their sweet tooth at the French confectionery shop Quai Ramel or make a stop for Ministry of Magic inspired items at the Metro Flou gift shop Tour en Flou.
Tour en Flou.
So,
You're giving yourself the easy ones.
it's just the way it works.
Ah, yeah.
So I love the fact that they've realised that Fantastic Beasts wasn't particularly well received as a whole, and that they've still included it in probably the best way they could, because the architecture of that area is probably the one thing you would want to see, plus the creatures and stuff with the show. But then there's still the focus of this land is still very much on Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, it's like they saw like the first movie and then just didn't move forward from there.
Yeah, I think actually Place Cachet is in the beginning of the second film.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
But I'll be honest, I'd just quite happily wander around that area. It looks stunning. It really does. I don't know whether anybody, Tracy, I know you'll understand. Chris, have you ever played any of the Broken Sword games?
Broken Sword? No, I don't think so.
So they were like old school point
So
and click
good.
games, and the first one's set in France, and it feels like this. And it just took me back to playing that game. But anyone have any issue that there's only one ride in this Wizarding Land again? I'm not saying this. I've listened to other podcasts, and one of the things that they have complained about is this whole Harry Potter land, and there's still only one ride in there.
Until you pointed it out, I hadn't realised.
I hadn't until
honestly,
someone
me
else
neither.
pointed it out.
Yeah.
And that ride, because there's only one ride in there, it's going to be mental.
Yeah.
It
So
is.
what's that? One ride, one show?
Yeah.
But the show too, yeah.
Yeah, but we have shows.
But we got
Now,
one ride, one
yeah.
show there as well.
That's a bummer.
yeah.
I didn't think about that.
I'm not trying to bring it down. It's
No,
just something
no.
I was listening to. I'll call him out. Coastal Radio I was listening to last week, and EB was talking about it on there, and he was kind of like, eh. And I'm like, why are you kind of down on it? And he's like, you know, the same thing again. Theming looks on point, looks amazing, but it's all shops, restaurants with one ride and one show, and that's it. And I hope that one ride is worth it. I think it probably will be, but they need to have a throughput on that ride. Otherwise, yeah.
It needs to have decent capacity.
But
But it sounds like what Michelle said, it's going to.
Yeah.
Well, according to the patent, it looked like there were probably a good 8 vehicles going at the same time.
Did anyone notice how many people were sat in each of those vehicles?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably like 10.
No, it was more than that. It's similar to Tower of Terror, which is...
Is there
'cause
15 in total? It's like 6 across the back, and then 3 on either side, 2 rows in front. Is that right? 6, 12, like maybe 18?
No, we've sat 4 across, not at the back.
It's either 10 or 12. I'm just looking at a picture. If it's going based off of that picture.
Let's go 12. With 8 vehicles. That's like 90 at a time.
It's more than 12. Let me look.
Anyway, I don't want to bring it down. It's just something that again, it seems like you've all done the same as me. Until someone pointed it out, I was just like, oh my God, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get in there. But
I think it's a valid concern, to be honest with you. I mean, yes, they know that everybody loves buying Harry Potter merch and everything looks cool, but, on your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 20th visit, okay, I'm not buying as much. I want to ride. And if you only have one ride, kind of a bummer.
So it's 16 people in one car.
Okay. That's a decent throughput then. If 8 cars on any one go, say it's a 10-minute run through, which it probably won't be.
That's 68 at full capacity with every car full.
16.
I'm trying to find the picture that showed the full
multiply that by
tower.
6.
Like say 4,500 an hour.
You've gone over.
Roundabout. Say 4,500 an hour. That's pretty decent.
I don't.
That
I
seems
think
a lot.
it does because your math is way off.
450 then. I don't know because no, that can't be right because didn't the Velocicoaster, when that was like they were so proud that they were banging through 1,000 an hour or something at one point, it was like the highest they've ever done.
Hang on. What do we? How many would you say in a car?
16.
So
8
actually,
cars.
it's on. According to this picture, it's only 4 cars at a time. So 4 times 16.
Okay.
And then if
I
say that's
suppose
every 10 minutes.
It depends, doesn't it? Because if it's like, it depends how the loading is. If it's like Forbidden Journey, where it's just a constant through, it could
How
be.
many did you say?
What? How many what?
So we've got 16 per car
4 cars at a time.
times 4. So each round is 96.
But then it depends. If it's
And
a
then-
constantly moving thing like Forbidden Journey, the throughput could be immense.
But if we say like you said, every 10 minutes, so multiply that
But
by
it
6.
won't be.
If your hourly throughput would be, so you're looking at 576 on those figures. So it's going to be higher than that because it's.
And that's pretty
but
decent, to be
I'm not
fair.
being funny, but no ride lasts 10 minutes.
No. Well, and it also looks like it may be that the 4 cars start at the top. And it looks like there's a scene where they're facing each other, like they're in the ministry, one of the legal proceedings, whatever they call that.
Court.
So it looks like at one point they're all facing each other, and then it looks like they start rotating and go into different rooms. So technically, if those 4 cars start and they just eventually start going down, 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 well, they can keep loading people into the top and just, you know what I'm saying?
That's right, yeah, because that's like Forbidden Journey. It could be a constantly moving thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously, by the sounds of it, you're going to see that court proceeding with Umbridge, and then it's all going to kick off, and that's when the ride starts. They drop, then the next lot come in. Yeah, the throughput could be massive then.
It could be, yeah.
To give some comparison here, it says that Tower of Terror is 2,000 per hour.
Wow.
8 vehicles with 21 seats each.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay.
So if there's anything like that, that'd be a good throughput, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to need to be.
Yeah.
Has to, yeah, definitely.
Which also then goes back to us talking about the show, that the capacity for that thing's got to be huge as well.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
But taking all that aside and just looking at it, I was, as usual, sat watching it. Tracy, like said, I haven't paid any attention to it, and I was dead busy at work, so I hadn't watched any of it till we got home and slapped it on, and I had tears in my eyes watching it again.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
was
looks-
definitely. It was definitely like we all knew about this land coming, but seeing it, rendered the way it was nice. Was it this land or the London side that was like built to scale? Like the streets are very wide. They made mention
This one.
Yeah.
It's
This one.
Yeah.
That makes me happy, right?
And the buildings
'Cause
are the tallest they've
Oh,
built,
yes, they did say
which
that.
I really
You're right.
liked because
Yes.
it's going to really keep you in that.
Yeah.
And it's going to muffle sound from the other areas as well. So
yeah, I think that's nice. I think the streets being very wide is nice. I just think of Diagon Alley and how difficult it is, and Hogsmeade as
And
well, just to get
Hogsmeade,
through.
It's going to be one of those places where you could, once we can get in for more than one day, just hang out in.
I am hoping that the cafe tables outside, the calf.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. I've been dying to say that since I heard it last time.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that it may not even be there, it just might be part of the artist's rendering. But the cafe seating that
It'll
we saw,
be there.
I'm hoping that is actually part of cafes and places, and not just where people are going to sit and nobody else can sit and actually enjoy the food they've bought.
Yeah.
But that would be really nice to be able to just sit and enjoy pastry.
Like it needs to have that Parisian feeling of like just sitting out on the street and enjoying.
It's got coffee and croissants and... Why did I say that American?
Croissant.
Croissant.
So just quickly then, your hype list for the 5 lands we've got at the moment. Anyone want to go first?
I need to remind them what we got.
Celestial Park,
same.
Dark Universe, Super Nintendo, How to Train Your Dragon, Potter.
I'll go. So this one very quickly jumped to the top for me as soon as this announcement came out.
Really?
So so Wizarding World, Dark Universe, How to Train Your Dragon, Celestial Park, Super Nintendo.
Interesting. I'm going to go Dark Universe, How to Train Your Dragon, Super Nintendo.
Okay.
What?
This and Celestial Park. And there's a
my
fine
God.
line between all 5 of them, to be honest. But Dark Universe is still way, way above.
Dark Universe, How to Train Your Dragon. Hang on, where are we? Dark Universe, How to Train Your Dragon.
So I know what you're gonna have at the bottom.
This, Super Nintendo World, Celestial Park.
Really? I thought you would have Super Nintendo down the bottom just purely because you've already done it.
See, I think that's where I'm at. I'm at Dark Universe on top. That thing solidified itself if it's executed the way they showed it. Dark Universe, How to Train Your Dragon. This one, Celestial Park, and then Super Nintendo World.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not for not wanting to see it, but
Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm really excited for Celestial Park, but I'm just like, I need to see Super Nintendo World again. It was lovely. I'm excited for it all. It's all literally like.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
the
There's a hair's breadth
slightest- yeah.
between, but there's a number 1, and then there's quite a gap.
Oh no, my
between
number
the
1 and
rest of
number
them.
2 are very
Oh,
close.
no,
'cause I'm-
Dark Universe just looks phenomenal.
yeah.
Tracy, when you
It does.
guys do end up going Epic Universe and you get into like Super Nintendo World, Asley is all super excited watching and like pointing things out. You just got to go, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I
she
saw
will.
that."
She will anyway. You don't need to tell her to do that.
Oh, been here, done that.
All right.
Oh.
Anyway, before we get into more of that,
It was
Tracy,
better in
the next load
Japan.
of producers' club birthdays, please.
Oh, okay. Right. So this batch we are kicking off. We're into mid-August now, and on the 11th of August, it is one of my dearest friends, father of my fairy godchild, giver of that's another fairy godchild that's coming. Giver of amazing hugs. It's Andy D. Genova's birthday. Happy birthday, Andy!
Happy birthday.
Please cumpleaños, Andy.
And on the 13th, also the giver of great hugs, actually. It's a gorgeous Holly Cotter's birthday. Happy birthday, Holly!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Holly.
I haven't seen them for ages.
I know. And on the 15th, we have birthday twins. And we are going to kick it off with the fantastic Steve Milsom Payne's birthday. Happy birthday, Steve!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Steve.
And on the same day, it is the lovely Lynn Sikulski's birthday. Happy birthday, Lynn!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Lynn.
And on the 16th, bringing up the rear with this little batch, it is, what have we used? The marvellous Michael Morris's birthday. Happy birthday, Michael!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Michael!
Happy birthday.
End with birthday alliteration.
And while you are digesting your birthday cake, we will take a quick break and hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back. I wish to go to Walt Disney World.
When you wish upon a star.
The Gryffindors creak and the tombstones quake.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Welcome back, everyone. It is time for... Now, Seth was Little Things last time, and in the Producers Club, he kind of... There was a bit of a petition going on of like, never do little things anymore. We want lottle things. So he is Seth with Little Things.
This is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides. I know my last installment was a little short, so get comfortable because we've got a whole lot of little things to talk about that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. Let's start off at that Universal Visa kiosk in the parking hub, where they are now giving out 2 free express passes for each applicant who is approved for a new Universal Visa. You can still choose to get a gift card instead if you prefer. If you use fuel rods to charge up your phone, you'll notice that the kiosks around Universal Resort have been upgraded with the new version of fuel rod, which has more capacity and has a USB-C port. Unfortunately, when I tried exchanging my old fuel rod in the kiosks, I now get an invalid battery message. I'll let you know if I figure out how to fix that. If you're a Universal Orlando annual pass holder, you probably heard already about how quickly the UUOP night sold out that is coming up on August 16th and 17th. However, there's still plenty of exclusives and discounts that pass holders can take advantage of during Pass Holder Appreciation Days from August 15th through September 30th. And Universal is joining with Warner Brothers to celebrate Back to Hogwarts from August 1st through September 1st. Right now, you can buy a special backpack bundle. And starting on August 12th, you'll be able to get a special iced biscuit available inside the parks. Okay, in City Walk, Olympic fever is taking hold. There were Olympic meet and greets on the 29th and 30th of July. And local NBC affiliate WESH has been broadcasting their Olympic Zone from the City Walk Lagoon stage. The Lone Palm Bar has put up a sign promising that Jimmy Buffett's airplane will be returning in 2025. And Bob Marley celebrated Jamaican Independence Day on August 3rd with a big party. The Red Coconut Club held a number of theme nights like Latin Night, Divas Night, and K-Pop Night on weekends in July, but it did not open up on the first weekend in August. Hopefully they're getting ready to turn it into the Dead Coconut Club for Halloween. And Pat O'Brien's is not closed, but it may look that way if you try to make a reservation. Seems they're switching over their reservation system, and in the meantime, they are open for walk-ups. Okay, let's head on into Universal Studios Florida, where I witnessed something quite unusual the other day. The Mega Movie Parade got about halfway through when the Minions float had to stop and try to back up. And then a short time later, the entire parade stopped, just about when E.T. was about to make his way out of the gate. And they had to stop the floats in the middle of the street. Guests were able to walk around them and get up close because the whole thing had to shut down. That seemed to be due to a mechanical difficulty, but they've also had lots of trouble with weather. And I still don't think all 13 advertised parade floats are in the show yet. So hopefully they will overcome their opening struggles soon. Working our way counterclockwise around the park. In Central Park, they are installing Halloween Horror Nights props. That's where the swamp-themed scare zone is going to be located. And so there are lots of half-submerged boats and a shack up on stilts. Looks like it's going to be a great scare zone. Other scare zone prep is going on around the park, including a yet unannounced Blumhouse scare zone over by Fast and Furious's exit. In the back of DreamWorks Land at the Kung Fu Panda area, notice that the Pond of Perpetual Wetness splash pad has been completely walled off. However, the spinning noodle bowls, which were blocked off shortly after opening, are now available again. Over at Men in Black, it looks like they have permanently closed the arcade that took over the photo counter at the exit of the ride. And mark your calendar, that attraction will be closed for refurbishment from November 4th through December 15th. As we walk inside Diagon Alley, we notice that they have put up props for the Death Eaters. There are boxes and crates that conceal the fog machines that will accompany their appearances during Halloween. And in Nocturne Alley, they've completely removed the shrunken heads from the windows that were a wand activation point. But nearby, they have added a new sensor by the stairs, which is rumored to be one of the new enhanced spell effect locations for the upcoming upgraded wands. And as we exit Diagon Alley and pass by King's Cross Station, note that the Hogwarts Express will be closed for a brief refurbishment on November 4th through the 7th. And finally, in San Francisco, the replacement of the railings along the boardwalk is finally complete, and the Beat Builders are back performing in their usual spot outside of Fast and Furious, which will be closed from August 19th through November 3rd. It's time to hop on over to Islands of Adventure, where in Marvel Superhero Island at the ice cream stand, they've started serving some delicious Dole Whip sundaes. I can recommend the Pina Colada one with pineapple Dole Whip and coconut. In Toon Lagoon, Comic Strip Cafe remains closed. I hear they are working on an all-new menu, but you can still go inside the air-conditioned building and fill up at the freestyle machines there. I stopped by Me Ship the Olive over in the Popeye area and noticed that the slides were open. I got to slide down them again for the first time since COVID, I think. They've been netted off seemingly forever. Me Ship the Olive is going to be closed for refurb from October 21st through December 4th. And then the Popeye and Bluto's Build Rat barges right next door are going to be closed for a long refurbishment from January 24th all the way through March 15th of 2025. Speaking of long refurbishments, before that happens, Dudley Do-Right is going to be closed all the way from October 1st through January 2nd of next year. It looks like the only water ride at IOA that isn't getting a supersized refurbishment is Jurassic Park River Adventure, which is only going to be closed from January 6th through the 23rd of 2025. That's a shame because in addition to the Hadrosaur that's been missing for a long time, the Ultrasaur is also not working, and the Triceratops was frozen on my last trip. Speaking of frozen, Pteranodon Flyers appears to be trapped in amber. Its closure dates are just TBA, with no information coming from Universal about if or when it will reopen. I haven't noticed any actual work going on back there. Something that is working, surprisingly enough, is the soul-sucking Dementor effect on the mist screen at the end of Forbidden Journey. I hadn't seen my face projected in that in years, and it actually worked the other day. Unfortunately, my joy at that was slightly tempered by being yelled at by a team member for trying to put my cell phone in these small lockers that are in the back of each ride vehicle seat. Apparently, you are still allowed to use them, but it's discouraged because a lot of people fumble and it makes the load and unload take longer. Okay, out in the Lost Continent, the fan favorite Halloween character Lil Boo has taken over the Halloween shop and turned it into the Boardwalk Lil Boutique, which is a mashup of a vintage seaside carnival theme with Lil Boo merchandise. There is an adorable squashed pumpkin plush that has been selling out, so get one while you can. Also in Lost Continent, I was going to have to tell you that they have turned off the waterfalls on both Poseidon's Fury and Mythos. But a few days after they went dry, I came back and the water was running again. Speaking of Mythos, I stopped in for lunch, and I can give a thumbs up to the new shrimp meze appetizer that they've added. And finally, in Seuss Landing, the water effect on the teapot on Cat in the Hat's marquee still is not functioning. But the cow train near the end of If I Ran the Zoo, which had been behind wraps, is once again available to climb on. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this time. I hope you've enjoyed this supersized Little Things. I'll be back in a couple weeks with more Little Things. Until then, you can find me and my books at theunofficialguides.com. And until then, I'm Seth Kaburski, keeping an eye on all those little things at Universal Orlando for you.
It still blows my mind that Seth does this every 2 weeks and still finds this arm length list of stuff to talk about.
I had this visual of him just going down the slides and me ship the olive and then just pulls out a notebook, writes it down, and just moves on to the next thing.
I takes pictures because he sends them to me.
Nice.
That's a vlog. I need to do that.
Does anybody find it weird that the parade's been going, a month now, and yet it's still not running at full capacity?
It is a bit...
Especially considering
strange.
It's supposed to end in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The parade's ending in 3 weeks?
Yeah, because it's only supposed to run through the end of August, because then obviously Horror Night starts.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's... I could give them some slack on it. It's a brand new parade, brand new floats.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a lot more that goes into it than we see. So
didn't we hear there's 3 floats missing?
He just said there's 13. There should be 13 floats.
I must have missed that bit.
And I'm trying to think. There's Trolls, Minions, E.T., Jurassic World, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Kung Fu Panda. Did I say Trolls?
Yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah.
There's at least 4 missing.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would be. There isn't a Shrek one, I don't think.
Minions. You missed Minions off.
You don't think maybe they have the old SpongeBob one? Or
I wouldn't have thought. If you look at its very relevant properties, or relevant properties to the park, or relevant now, maybe there is a Transformers one.
Shrek?
I don't know if there is a Shrek one. We don't know. This is what there isn't a Shrek one. I haven't seen a Shrek one. So I wonder what the ones that are missing are. Possibly Transformers, possibly Potter, possibly a Fast and Furious one.
Wow.
What else would they do?
I don't think they'd do a Fast and Furious one.
Really?
I mean, it's on its way out.
Kong? Would there maybe be a Kong one?
I could see Kong.
You think it's part of the Goon Show, so maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting. I hope they get it running at least before the end of its run.
Oh, yeah.
Because then
it's not coming back after Halloween, is it?
Well, it won't, will it? Because you're then into you've got a week or 2 at most, and then you're out with the holidays, and then you're going to have the holiday parade going on. So, and they generally don't run a parade during the day if there's one on a night.
No.
So it's a shame we're not going to get to see it. But I hope people do get to see the full thing, because from what we've watched the vlogs and stuff, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, are you planning on going? No, probably not right now, are you?
We were. We were actually going to go a couple weeks ago, and it just Alexa wasn't feeling too hot, and it being 1 trillion degrees doesn't help an 8-month pregnant person.
No.
But we were really wanting. Actually, we were doing that trip specifically for the parade, and then to also see the preview center again, because we didn't really get the opportunity to fully go through it and just kind of observe stuff more than ride.
Yeah.
But like I said, that fell through. So I guess we're most likely going to have to wait till the new year. Hopefully, I mean, the parade should be there in the new year.
I would like to think so.
Think they've got
because
the work they've done on those
for the sake of 2 months and then it never come back again.
It's got to come back,
sense.
Yeah.
Realistically, we're not going to see it because I think it's a summer thing and we will never be there in the summer.
It will kill me if I go in the summer.
I don't want to go in the summer, quite honestly.
Don't go in the summer. It is miserable.
Yeah. We've been in August. August's enough.
That did try to kill me.
Yeah. Little Boutique, 10 out of 10 on names.
It looks cool,
fantastic,
by the way.
isn't it?
They're really milking
Yeah.
Little Boo, though, aren't they? I mean, he is cute, but I'm assuming the squashed cushion thing was what we ummed and ahed over we were going to get last time. You know, the big orange Little Boo.
Maybe.
Yeah, I haven't seen any pictures of the boutique yet, but
I've seen a few.
Did you show me any?
No.
Oh, there you go. Then I haven't.
I'm sure Maddie for Russia Fee has just posted a load of stuff. I think her and Lindsay were there this weekend, so they've just posted a load of stuff, but I've seen bits and bobs of it. Well, but if you look at a lot of what Seth's reporting there again is getting those parks ready for the opening of Epic Universe next year.
Yeah. The Kung Fu Panda splash pad walled off already.
Is weird.
Yeah.
Like it's a splash pad.
Little concerning. Unless they've had a drainage issue or something
I mean,
like that.
it could be anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird how, I mean, we're going to talk about it again in a minute. It's weird how we've got all the scare zones going up.
Mm-hmm.
And we've kind of announced one, but haven't really announced one. We'll get into it in a minute. But there's one there that they've said, this is it, but no details.
I've seen images.
I've seen...
It's pretty
I've
cool, actually.
posted some video of that Seth sent me on our Instagram, but they said,
don't follow us.
coming soon, and that's all they did with the title of what it is.
Oh,
But
interesting.
we'll get there.
It's been a weird announcement year.
It very...
Weirder than usual.
Yeah.
Weirder than usual, yes.
Yeah.
Strange, because I know they've just announced... There's a lot of people I've seen today talking about what the 3 House and the 6 House 2 is going to be. Which, 2 weeks' time, guys, our hype lists, so get thinking. That's how close we are to Horror Nights, by the way, and I'm not going.
That's insane.
Why do you always give me homework when I'm going to be away?
You can think about it in the car on the way down.
I'll do it after this.
She's stealing my new car and driving it all the way
My
down
new
to
car,
London.
thank you. I just allow you to borrow it for work.
Anything anyone else wants to cover there? I hope Comic Strip Cafe is open when we get back with a new menu, because I'm always up for somewhere new to eat.
I'm excited for a new menu at that place. That place used to be, I mean, back in the day, it was really busy. They had good food. It was fast. And then it just became like a shadow of its former self.
Yeah. If you look at what they've done at Circus McGurkus and then Mel's, they do seem to be going through these places that should be good and making them good, I hope.
Have we got a new kitchen team?
Maybe.
It's possible. Now that you say that, I remember, I don't know if it was the last trip or the trip prior, we went to Comic Strip Cafe. I was with the family. They grabbed something. We came out, and there was a bunch of the team members with clipboards out there. Asking questions about your dining experience, blah, 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 all that stuff. So this has probably been in the works for a bit.
Yeah.
Got feedback and hopefully execute something better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what it is? They've all been binge watching The Bear.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to wear $100 white t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's good to see them going back into these places that don't get a lot of traffic, that probably should. I mean, the prime example, Circus McGurkus, we've said for the longest time that should be your go-to place if you've got little kids to eat and the food's always been crap. Again, reserve judgment because we haven't been since it's...
No.
But I'm hearing good enough things about it.
I'm hearing amazing things about it.
Because I think for Taste, didn't Kayla go? And I think Kelly went as well.
So I ate there when it opened.
Okay.
It was better than before.
That's okay. You're not selling it yet.
I mean, look, if it was the back of a DVD cover, that's Chris's better than it was before.
Better than it was before. I mean, it's at least the last time we were there. It's not something I'd seek out and go eat, but I would pop in there for some food.
Yeah.
We've been...
As opposed to before where you just walk by.
Yeah, well, we've been in far too many times, even though we know it's terrible. Like, why do we keep doing... we were in there. It was the last time all 4 of us were together was in Circus McGurkus.
Yes, it was.
Because the ambiance in there is awesome.
It is.
It's just a shame the food's...
Unless you take tots in.
Well, I mean, that's... Yeah,
and
that's,
fill the table with tots.
the
then
pizza's
go.
not bad, to be fair, because it's the same pizza you get at Louis'. That's what I had.
Not the sodas, though, eh?
That was... Anyway. Anyway, moving on. Before we get into our last section, can you do the last Producers Club birthdays, please?
Of course I will. Okay, we have more birthday twins. 2 sets of birthday twins. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine if they really were twins. That'd be weird. Actually, it wouldn't, because then that is twins. Anyway, August the 17th. First twin is the one and only Jeff Elbow's birthday. Happy birthday, Jeff!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jeff.
And also the 17th is the amazing Guy Timmy's birthday. Happy birthday, Guy!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to that guy.
He was the guy that got you your M&Ms.
I know who Guy is. He gave me my sugar fix.
He's a good guy.
Oh,
You just
Jesse became obsessed with cold brew
caramel
M&Ms because of Mickey's Not So Scary last year.
Oh, wait. Yes, those were amazing.
Yes. So you just reminded me they need to go on the shopping list because I need to bring a sack full of those home. They are amazing.
Yeah. The guy brought
Also,
some back
I'm running
over.
low on my candy over here, just saying.
All right.
It's okay, I'm already shopping. We had a scare though because they announced they were stopping making Caramacs.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, so there was public outcry, so now they're not.
Good.
Gold bars. They're still a 10 a penny.
Ooh, actually, I've got some other things that I'm going to bring over. Some Australian candy.
Okay.
Yeah. That we haven't tried, so I thought we could all try it together. Anyway, that's not podcast. And then on August the 18th, birthday twins again. First up, we have the gorgeous Francesca Morales' birthday. Happy birthday, Francesca.
Happy birthday, Francesca.
And then we have this guy. You might have heard of him. I think Kayla might have done.
Kayla definitely does.
She's going to kill us.
The head of the fan club.
Yeah. It's our very own, one of our favourite people. It's Seth Kaburski's birthday. Happy birthday, Seth.
Feliz cumpleaños, Seth.
Hope you all have wonderful birthdays and lots of cake.
Cool. Right. For anyone who wonders, Michelle's had to step away for a minute. She's gone for a poo. She hasn't really, but that's what we're
Massive.
Yeah. Michelle's just stepped away. She'll be back. Maybe this episode, maybe not. Maybe next week. Who knows?
That's a poo.
So yeah, I was trying to do that so I could edit around it. She'll be back. So yeah, as we're now less than 4 weeks away from the start of Horror Nights, because it starts in August for the first time. It's going to be Mickey's Not So Scary, where it'll start in July soon. We've had our last house announcement, 2 new Scare Zone announcements, and then a Scare Zone where we've got the name of it, and that's it. Michelle's back, by the way, everyone.
Okay. The final house in this year's lineup is Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines, and it will introduce guests to an all-new terrifying storyline as they find themselves in the center of the ultimate battle between 2 unexpected alliances of classic female Universal monsters.
Wow.
Oh, I'm out of breath because I was running, sorry.
Fans
will encounter Saskia Van Helsing, a new fearless huntress and daughter of revered Abraham Van Helsing, who killed Count Dracula by driving a stake through his heart and destroying his reign of terror. Saskia now faces Dracula's daughter, Countess Maria, who arose from the dead to seek revenge for her father and destroy the Van Helsing bloodline. With a mission to kill, Dracula's daughter from 1936, Dracula's Daughter, forms a deadly alliance with the she-wolf inspired by the 1946 film She-Wolf of London and Aksunamen from the 1932 film The Mummy, only to be intercepted by Saskia and an unlikely ally, the Bride of Frankenstein. The terrifying adventure will take guests on a journey between the hunted and the hunters in a life and death battle with only one bloodline left to survive.
Ew.
I love how Chris is like... It sounds cool. Like, it's interesting how they're not introducing... We kind of expected them to introduce... is it Victoria Frankenstein?
Victoria Frankenstein, yeah.
In Epic Universe. It would have made sense for them to kind of lead into that this year. But, yeah...
This was the one that had the dodgy...
Putting her into monster. I'm like, that's the worst tagline ever.
So what? It's monster.
Yeah. It just, I really didn't understand that. It didn't make sense.
That makes it monster.
But it didn't, though. They just put monster, so it just didn't make sense.
There's no her in monster.
It was very weird.
I see where they were going, but it didn't quite hit right.
No, it really didn't hit right. But anyway, yes.
Yeah, somebody in marketing is like, this is going to slap hard.
No. For how much I didn't like...
Question, is this going to have a multi-ending possibility with, like, you know how we had the Monsters House before and sometimes it was the Mummy that won, sometimes it was the who else was it? Dracula.
It was Dracula the
Do you
Frankenstein.
think this is gonna?
The Wolfman?
Yeah. Do you
wasn't
think
it?
this is gonna have multi endings?
Yes.
I would say for sure, because it literally ends with only one bloodline left to survive, as
Yeah.
opposed to this person
Oh,
is
yeah.
the main guy, or whatever. So we'll
Cool.
probably see that.
I know, because you've got Dracula's daughter, the she-wolf, Anck-su-namun, and the Bride of Frankenstein. So I'm assuming that Saskia Van Helsing's going to be like the heroine of the piece.
But I do hope that one of the iterations is her head at the end.
That would be cool. That would
Good
be
does
cool.
not always win.
Yeah, because if you go back to the last one they did, like that was Legends Collide, and it was obviously Dracula, the Wolfman. Was it the Mummy? Who was the third one in that? Was the
Last
Mummy?
year?
Because it started in Egypt, wasn't it? No, the year before.
The Invisible Man.
No, I'm sure it was Dracula, the Mummy, and Wolfman, and because they were battling each
Wolfman.
other. So it, depending on how it was. So this way, you didn't have the point I'm making is you didn't have a hero character in that. It
No,
was three
it was
bad
just-
characters. Where so potentially, I don't think they will, but it would be cool if they did.
I would cheer so loud if they did.
Yeah, because even so, the hunted and the hunters. So it's being very vague as to what they're trying to insinuate as who's the winner going to be.
Yeah. And just because somebody is hunting something down doesn't mean they are also being hunted.
Yeah, it doesn't say it doesn't
Because
say
they're
like
not-
hero or heroine, does it? It
Yeah,
just
'cause-
says huntress.
You know, let's face it. Those characters are not just going to sit there and let it happen. So
Well, there's only going to be one bloodline left to survive.
Yeah.
So that tells me it's either going to be the Van Helsing bloodline or it's going to be the Dracula bloodline at the end.
I'm so gutted I'm not getting to see this. Spoilers, guess what top of my hype list is? It's so weird because you go back to 2019 and I hated that house so much. It was awful.
really,
Well, you didn't like it either.
I don't remember.
We both had it as number 10 on our list that year. It
Okay.
was awful. And then like Legends Collide was like, that was cool. And then Unmasked last year was like, that is amazing. And then
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably because 2019 they were just doing too much, right? It's too many characters.
quite
Can't
possibly,
really tell a story
yes.
that way.
Yeah. They get better and better every year. So
It definitely has. And then that gets you, how
Yeah.
excited does that get you for Dark Universe when you see what they can do on
hell
a
yeah.
temporary measure for something that's going to be permanent? Oh my God. Just to jump in quickly, something I meant to bring up with little things because we're talking about female characters. The third female Hogwarts Express conductor debuted last week, so we now have 3.
Saw your post.
It's super cool.
Yes, it is.
Tracy Scares on?
Yes, the third Scare Zone announced will be Demon Queens. Get caught in an otherworldly hellscape ripped from the darkest corners of your mind where 4 merciless queens, loyal to surreal, rule. I assume it's pronounced surreal.
It seems to be, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have talked about it more on Rush of Air, I haven't listened to the last one yet, that this surreal, it seems to be, are we expecting it to be the icon this year?
I don't know that we really talked about an actual icon. I mean, according to this and the Duality of Fear, which we're about to talk about, there's 2 of them, Sinister and Surreal.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't really know what to expect as far as an icon goes.
Interesting. Chris?
The penultimate scare zone will be the Duality of Fear. As soon as you enter Halloween Horror Nights, you must choose a path. The visceral horror of Sinister or the unearthly terror of Surreal.
Interesting. Because that's obviously that opening scare zone. I'm wondering if we're not going to get anything up Illumination Avenue again this year then. And it's just going to be that weird little bit where Dr. Oddfellow was last year opposite Today Cafe.
Do you think this scare zone splits up?
I mean, it sounds like it.
Sounds like it, right?
Yeah.
Like you can take it as choose a path, which one you're going to pick, or path as an actual physical path.
But I don't understand. Yeah. I don't know how you would, unless... Because there wasn't anything, like, even up, like, past... Like, obviously, there was nothing in Illumination Avenue, but there wasn't anything sort of past, like, just in that stretch up to VillainCon either, was there, last year? They didn't put anything in, like, from that first up. There was nothing there.
No.
which potentially, if they do it that way, you could go down into Hollywood, could be like the surreal path, and then up there. But if they're not going to do anything up Illumination Avenue, then I don't. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I said too, is having two paths, one of them leading to New York, which is where technically, I mean, we're guessing that's where that scare zone is going to be based on where the stages are. It's just weird that you are going to walk towards that path, but you have to walk through a bunch of nothing to get there.
Yeah.
Do we know why they spell sinister and surreal with 3 instead of E?
Yeah, I've got this look on my face because I'm waiting to jump in and ask the same question.
Because it's cool.
Oh, because it's edgy.
I hate it.
Same. It's so 90s. And
I swear it, Tracy.
Oh my God.
I was going to say it's like late 90s leet speak, where don't do it.
Yeah.
This is the same guy that probably wrote like it puts the her in monster.
Uh-huh.
He's like, let's put a 3 instead of
That
an E.
might be a reason.
Let's face it, that S is probably that S that all the kids drew on the notebooks as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like...
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not feeling that at all.
Yeah, unless there's a reason why that 3's there. I was trying to read through and see if it was 3 different monsters.
That's what that would have made
3
sense.
parts. It's not like it's 33, so...
No, I hope it's not because it's the 3rd scare zone announced, because that would be...
It's 34.
Yeah.
No, what year is this year? 33?
33.
Oh, there you go. That's 3 and 3.
There you go.
Yeah.
3 and
There
3.
you go.
There we go.
I thought that was last year. Yeah, I'm still not feeling it.
I don't know. You've literally got a reason for it. You're like, oh, well, it's still crap.
No, but it's not obvious if you have to
The
think
reason's
about it.
crap.
People are there to be scared and have fun, not to think.
No, I still think, yeah, but that's what elevates Universal above everything else. That storyline and stuff
Yes,
that
it
goes
does.
with it.
Yeah.
It
But
does,
just don't
but
put 3's for E's. That's all that's my only ask.
I think that's going to go over 99.9% people's
probably.
heads.
Yeah, it took us a while to get it.
And people are just going to go, like we did.
And then finally, over in San Francisco, all the props are up. They announced it on Twitter. I'm still going to call it Twitter because that's what it is. The final scare zone, which will be Enter the Blumhouse, but they have given us no details about that yet.
None. Yeah.
Which is weird.
What I've seen looks pretty cool.
I mean, we're literally the 29th is when that premiere Scream Night is. So we're 24 days. We're like 3 weeks away from the event opening.
Weird.
Yeah.
I expect this to be like that. What was the one from 2-3 years ago? The TV one. It was like based on a TV, like a horror TV channel.
Like different stories from... it was a YouTube channel.
Is that what it was? Yeah. Wasn't it
Yeah,
like,
it was like a
Creep?
YouTube...
Was it Creep TV something? What was it?
It is, yeah...
Crypt TV, wasn't it?
That was it, yes. I
Yeah.
expect this to be like that, but obviously based on Blumhouse properties.
Yeah.
And that's good. I don't mind, like the Blumhouse stuff's all right. I mean, the one 2 years ago was okay.
Was that the one with the
Freaky and Black Phone? It was okay.
with the pause in the middle that pulled you out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I mean, there's so many properties they can pull from with
Absolutely. Yes.
Blumhouse.
Yeah, it's so good. Next year, they better have The Last of Chris. Have you seen the very, very small trailer we have for The Last of Us Season 2 yet that came out?
Yep.
Oh my God. So excited.
Can't wait.
Excited. Oh my God. Why is it next year we have to wait? I was going to play the game again just
In fact,
because.
that's what we turned on. Right, we need to watch the series again. We need to play the games again.
So good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to wrap up this week's show. Of course, we will end this show with a listener submitted how bad Fast and Furious is, and this one comes from Kurt Gumbar.
Woo!
So, Fast and Furious Supercharged is so bad.
How
bad
is it?
Fast and Furious Supercharged is so bad, child psychologists recommend taking your children on it to introduce them to the concept of true disappointment.
Wow.
Love it.
Good one, Kurt.
I think that's the best one so far.
I took my kids on it. Actually, Finn didn't go on it, did they? They looked out. Oh, yes, they did. We did it, yes.
Yeah, look at him now.
If you have any fun facts about how bad Fast and Furious Supercharged is, get them to us along with your Witch Stick Gets Your Lick recordings to podcast@uuopodcast.com. But for now, we will see you next week. Bye.
Are you insane? Get out of here. The curse, it's real. The podcast is over. So, the Magi want you to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcast news and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Contact us by emailing us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, email us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Silence! With your subscriptions, we shall rule for all eternity. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Not even the Magi can save you now. There is no escape. Your end shall be my beginning. Prepare yourself for your next trip by emailing Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. We hope you enjoyed your podcast. Please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the prepare to forfeit your souls. Check out the other podcasts on the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the Theme Park Duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, and the newest podcast on the network, the Port Key Passport, our Disney-centric podcast. So hey, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I would have enjoyed this podcast a lot more if I had gotten my cup of coffee.